Hi guys, welcome back to another Matchbox Garage video. I'm Rob, and today I'm going to attempt to take this 1989 BMW 5 Series from shabby to shiny. Been a 1989 car. I would have been 6 years old, so in my kind of toy playing prime. So this one is dear to me. So we start by removing the rivets, drill down the centre of the post, remove the flange and tap those holes. Remember to use your lubrication. You don't want to snap your piece in the hole. And not forgetting my very handy vise. So this is what we're playing with today. A white car with some BMW team kind of decals over there, which a young person has covered in pink highlighter. Very fetching, I'm sure you will agree. So this one has the opening doors, and thankfully, well, I just noticed there that obviously the door surrounds stay in situ. They don't move with the door, of course. But underneath she reads Matchbox, BMW 5 Series, Matchbox International Limited 1989. So I've already pre-drilled this one. So we put the screws to one side. I do have another one of these in, actually, would you believe, much worse condition. The windscreen and the interior have rotten away, and they're very brittle. So I was very happy to find this car only just today, this morning. Brought it home. I done my boot sale finds video, and jumped straight on this one. Wheels in good condition. So we pop those off, put them to one side, because the base itself will be getting a dip later on. Interior, some really good detail, considering this is a late 80s model, which, you know, I've seen some absolute junk. Yeah, some really fine detail in this. You know, in the steering wheel, in all parts, and that just cleans up nicely later on. So we've got one of these retainer clips here. I don't put this in the stripper, too thin. I'm worried that, you know, it will just dissolve. But I'm just going to remove this tab off camera and get the glass out now. So I've popped the casting into some boiling water, and then I'll add 2 to 3 teaspoons of the caustic soda there. And I left this for probably a good 5 or so minutes, longer than usual. But the casting itself, not a speck of paint remains. Very nice, and some good detail in the front and on the rear of this car. Same again with the doors. Some good amount of detail on the inside of the doors. But strangely, the caustic soda didn't really touch the base. It softened up the paint, I guess, but everything's still in position. So I'm just going to hit it up with this paint remover, stick it in a box, and once that's come off, I'll hit it up with my wire brush here. And as you can see, the casting now looks as good as new. Very nice. on the inside too. Doors looking beautiful. And it's only been perhaps 5 minutes or so. That's certainly done the job. And as you can see there, I can just, you know, scratch it off with my nail, and giving it a rinse under the sink, and giving it a good going over with that wire brush again, and it looks beautiful. I won't be painting that base. I like to keep the bases either natural or unpainted, but yeah, that'll keep in the unpainted. But let's put a bit of fine surface primer onto the casting. Now this is a bit of a nod towards obviously Marty. He always finds these kind of crazy headlines. This one being The Star, which is an awful publication. I certainly wouldn't read it, and I haven't read this one. But whilst I was queuing up this morning to grab a cup of coffee from the local shop before going to the boot sale, you would have seen in my last video that came out yesterday. Yeah, whilst I was queuing up, spotted this paper. I thought this might be a bit of fun just to shove in there as a one-off. Like I say, just as a little nod to Marty. I know he does the same thing. But yeah, Superman to the rescue. What a headline. So anyway, back to the paint here. Because it's got the open doors, what I'll do is try and hit up the areas of the doors there that I won't be able to grab once I've actually closed them up. And then 5 or so minutes later, I've pushed the doors closed. Not all the way, just perhaps 90%. Just for me to now, you know, hit up the rest of the casting here. So yeah, look really good. You can see in the reflection there, lovely and shiny, a perfect flat finish on this car. I found that the camera wasn't really focusing on the car because of that newspaper in the background, so I've removed it now. Like I said, it's just a one-off, just a bit of fun. But back to the colour. Now, to me, one of the nicest colours that BMW made of this era was the Techno Violet. So I tried to recreate that. Now, I haven't shown the paints because, to be honest, I don't know the ratios. I used a bit of purple, bit of red, bit of blue, bit of pink, a little bit here and there, and eventually finished up on this colour, which I do very much like. So I like the primer going on with the doors open. Just try to get in to those little gaps before closing up the doors. As a slight change, I thought, well, whilst I'm here, maybe I will just hit up the underside of the car, the wheel arches, etc. So you can see they're all in the door shuts, and then the end of the doors, under the doors, it's all been hit up with a bit of paint. Those areas that I won't get once the doors are closed. And then giving it a little while, closed up the doors, and now I can finish off the rest of the casting. So I'll just do kind of one coat here on camera, and then off camera, just so I can concentrate, I'll do the remainder. probably put in 3 coats, I think, in total. And then whilst that was to one side to dry, chuck the plastics into some warm soapy water, and the interior there come out looking as good as new. I'm not going to add my perhaps usual Citadel kind of treatment or any other paint. I liked it as it was, so I'll keep it there. The windscreen come out a little bit cloudy, gave it a bit of a polish up, didn't really do much, but been told that this Astonish wood floor polish is as good as the Pledge stuffs, and it's local to me and it's super cheap, so I thought, let's give it a try. Tap off any excess there, and I don't want to waste any of this stuff. I wouldn't drink it, but it is vegan friendly, so I don't know whether vegans drink this stuff, but yeah, vegan friendly floor polish. Oh, I've seen everything. Right, the wheels, I just gave a bit of a buff up. I haven't repainted them. I didn't feel that they needed it, so they're going to go back on to the base here. And looking good. I was having a bit of a fiddle around here because it seemed like the wheels just weren't seating properly, but they were. And me just double checking, make sure she rolls nicely, and they certainly did. So after probably 3 hours of dry time, which is not really enough, to be honest, you know, it's dry to the touch, but if you do press down on it, you will leave a fingerprint, etc. But I'm just going to put in a few of those little details for the final reveal. Beautiful, I think. You'll see that I've added a bit of chrome paint to the mirrors there. Obviously painted in the rear lights. We've got the brake light, reverse, and indicators on the rear, indicators on the side, indicators on the front, plus the headlights and the fog lights. Bit of Citadel also in the grille there. But I just want to take obviously this opportunity to thank my Patreons, including recent Patreons Oliver and James, and then thank you guys for watching. I hope you'll stick around for the next one.